52 degrees in Nashville, Tennessee. The wind, though, will be a factor currently at 15 miles per hour. Before we kick things off, let's go downstairs. Third member of our crew, Evan Washburn.
Hey, Ian, as dominant as this Denver defense has been this season, the one weakness you could point to would be the ability to consistently stop the run. 7 times this season, they've allowed the opponent to run for more than 120 yards. Now they face the AFC's leading rusher in DeMarco Murray, a challenge that DeMarcus Ware describes as more mental than physical, saying when we've struggled against the run, it's because of a lack of discipline up front. If we don't do our jobs along the defensive line, they will crush you. We'll see how they incorporate that message here today. Guys?
All right, Evan, thanks very much. Denver comes in ranked number 5 in team defense. Not the record-setting group that they had from a year ago, but still very effective. Tennessee won the toss. They have deferred. So Ryan Suckup will get things started. The return man is Khalif Raymond, the rookie out of Holy Cross, who was just called up from the practice squad prior to last week's game. Broncos are 8-4. The Titans are 6-6. And we're underway from Music City. Deep kick, and it sends Raymond through the back of the end zone. Broncos will have it at the 25-yard line. And all eyes right now on Trevor Siemian, that left foot injury. He was in a walking boot. Worked through it this week, and he's in there as the starter here this afternoon.
Yeah, wearing a pair of tennis shoes into our meeting yesterday. He told us he has to be aware of the many zone blitzes that Tennessee defensive coordinator Dick LeBeau likes to call, especially against young quarterbacks. And he knows that holding on to the ball too long is a bad idea today.
Paxton Lynch got the start last week. They had just 206 yards of offense. Siemian throws on first down and connects to the former Patriot A.J. Derby in a 2 tight end set to open things up. 9-yard pickup. Starting offense for Denver, Russell Okung. He will see his good friend Brian Arakpo. They've known each other for a long time, going back to their younger days. Devontae Booker continues to start at running back, but Gary Kubiak has made it clear if Justin Forsett is effective, he will see extra reps. Just signed this week after being waived by Detroit. 2nd and 1 for Denver. Shotgun for Siemian. Siemian tosses it away, out of bounds. Virgil Green, the intended receiver for the Broncos, in his area.
Yeah, smart throw away by Siemian on the sideline there. Great coverage for the Titans secondary. They're going to be tested today. Valentino Blake, one corner. Bryce McCain will see some action. The rookie LaShawn Sims, all opposite of Jason McCourty.
They released the veteran Parrish Cox during the bye week. That was after the Chicago game, their last game, which was a victory, 27-21, week 12, 3rd and 1. Siemian gets blasted. Derek Morgan having one of the best seasons in his career. And it's 4th down for Denver, a loss of 7.
Now Virgil Green was in motion, and he comes on the release. The block there by Booker is a whiff on Morgan. Morgan picks up his 9th sack of the year. A terrible start for the Denver offense, as Siemian is punished by Morgan with a free run.
Siemian had a preseason right shoulder injury, then had a left shoulder injury in the regular season. Punt from Riley Dixon. Mark Mariani, the return man, calls it in cleanly after the 42-yard kick. And the Titans will take over. 13:35 mark of this opening quarter. Marcus Mariota is not making mistakes. And in year number 2, Mariota, a leader based on the way he practices, the way he prepares, and the way he performs on Sundays.
Yeah, good enough to be the November Player of the Month because he led the league in passer rating, yards, and touchdown passes, plus yards per attempt.
He's on pace for 3,997 passing yards in his 2nd year in the NFL. First play from scrimmage for Tennessee, it's DeMarco Murray. Driving into Todd Davis, and he's held to no gain, maybe a half a yard for Murray. Starting offense for Tennessee. This is a tough group. Jack Conklin will see a lot of Von Miller today. Miller leading the NFL in sacks with 13.5. Delaney Walker backing up his Pro Bowl season with another outstanding year. 49 catches, 657 yards, and 6 touchdowns. We'll call it 2nd and 10. This Tennessee offense has been as good as anybody in the league over the last 6 weeks. Walker and Fasano, double tight end set. Mariota has a running lane and slides across the 40. Have to respect his legs. It's an 11-yard pickup.
And the defense has to respect the fake to Murray. From the shotgun formation, watch Murray. And a real good mesh there. The linebackers really went for the fake. And smartly getting down after picking up the first down and avoiding any contact is Mariota.
2014 Heisman Trophy winner. Congrats to Lamar Jackson from Louisville taking the Heisman last night. And a guest today on the NFL Today on CBS. 1st and 10, Mariota on a give. Murray, downhill run. 11 yards on the acceleration, and they'll move the chains into Denver territory.
Watch the block here of number 1 pick, Jake Conklin. That's right where Jack Conklin. That's right where this ball is going to go. The Titans coming with an extra offensive lineman and Dennis Kelly. 3 straight runs, and they go all the way to midfield.
Medical staff is working on Trevor Siemian along the Denver sideline. Meanwhile, Tennessee sustaining this drive. Nice give. Derrick Henry, another Heisman Trophy winner, last year's winner, gets the call for 5 yards for Tennessee. Defensively for Denver, Sylvester Williams is going to get tested today because Tennessee can run the football up the gut, which we've already seen. Linebackers, no Brandon Marshall. That's a big hit for Denver. Corey Nelson gets his 2nd career start. And in the secondary, this Denver group continues to make plays week in and week out. Chris Harris had a pick last week. Another multi-interception season for Harris, his 5th year in the league.
That's right.
2nd and 5. Walker sets up as a receiver. There's Mariota to throw it. Lances off the hands. A hot throw to Walker. Incomplete.
And Marcus patting Walker on the helmet, saying maybe I put a little bit too much on that. But Walker's got to make this catch right through his hands and right off his helmet as well. But that's what happens to young quarterbacks sometimes. They start the game with a lot of energy, and that time that may have cost the Titans.
Mike Mularkey's team coming off the bye. When they got the schedule initially, they didn't really love when the bye was set up. They felt better about it now. Came at the right time. Mariota, deep ball. It's caught by Walker. Mariota lays it in there. He goes right back to Walker after the drop to the tune of 23 yards.
Now this is where Mariota's probably improved more over the last 2 years. It's in his long passing and the touch. Watch as he softly throws this ball over the top of the defense in the dead zone of the secondary for 23 yards. A beautiful pass. And you know he wasn't going to go away from his favorite receiver for too long.
That is 50 catches on the season for Walker. 7th play of the drive. They are now at the 20 of Denver. Back to the ground game. Murray gets forward progress across the 15. Supernaw and Lawan with key blocks on that left side. A 7-yard pickup going against this defense coached up by Wade Phillips. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, and you pointed to that medical attention on Trevor Siemian. It's a cut on his left hand near the knuckle area. They put a bandage over it. I spoke with the Broncos personnel. There seems to be no concern of him going back in the game, but it's his left hand and it's a laceration on that knuckle area.
And you can see the face mask of Morgan hitting that left hand, causing that cut.
This drive continues for Tennessee on a 2nd and 3. Titans are threatening. Mariota drops it, tosses it to Walker. Breaks a tackle and Walker turns it into a gain. Delaney Walker, the sideline.
I'm going to say he stepped out at the 5-yard line, but what an effort.
T.J. Ward could not bring him down. Should have been a loss.
No, Mariota does not lose his cool after dropping this snap. He was pulled out too early, but quickly picked it up. But how about this effort? Getting away from Ward and then getting real close to the end zone. They say he stepped out at the 5. I'm not so sure he did. There was a lot of green between his white shirt, and here comes the challenge flag from Mike Mularkey. He had to throw it about 15, 20 yards to get the official's attention, but he did just in time.
Well, John Parry is shaking his head at Mularkey. That look that we had, it indicated that Delaney Walker walked the tightrope along the sideline.
Well, watch his left foot. It's in there. There's the 5-yard line there. Definitely in. You can see the green between
the runner
his
being
red shoe.
ruled out of bounds at the 5-yard line and then taking multiple steps is not reviewable by rule.
Can't review it.
But
Tennessee is not charged.
If it had been ruled a
with the
touchdown
timeout.
and the Broncos
Correct.
thought he might have stepped out of bounds at the 5, that it doesn't make sense that they can't review that.
So he's down at the 5-yard line based on the call. You see green.
I do.
So no touchdown for Tennessee, no chance to review it and challenge it for Mike Mularkey.
The other thing, statistically, that looked like it might have been a backwards pass, so that would be a rush then for Delaney Walker.
So it goes down as an 8-yard carry for Delaney Walker. Marcus Mariota has been spectacular in the red zone in his 2 years in the NFL. Extended conversation here for John Parry. 8:44 mark of the first quarter. Gary Kubiak's defense already on its heels. He's giving some further clarification to Mike Mularkey on the challenge. And as you stated, Dan, if it's ruled a touchdown on the field, then it triggers the automatic review. But it doesn't work in the reverse.
Well, it should.
It should.
I mean, that's why we have instant replay, is to get things right.
Well, the other part is we've had a long delay, even without the replay.
Yes, we have.
Previous
A lot of
play is
discussion.
Not reviewable by rule. Game clock will start on the ready for play.
So second explanation here for Parry. Tennessee trying to punch it in with a 1st and goal at the 5. Fasano and Supernaw, 2 tight ends. Mariota on a give. Murray the shake and bake, looking for the angle. Murray the stiff arm, and he's out of bounds. Chris Harris Jr. on the receiving end inside the 5.
Well, Murray is a big back at 6'1", 220, but he also has the moves of a smaller back. Look at him spin away from T.J. Ward, and now shifting the ball to his left hand, trying to get to the end zone, but a real solid job by Chris Harris to shove him out of bounds at the 2.
Well, this Tennessee team has been the best in the NFL in the red zone. 29 touchdowns in 40 possessions, 72.5% clip. And a timeout called by Tennessee. 8:08 to go in this first quarter. Titans looking to get on the board first. They face a 2nd and goal. NFL on CBS is now on CBS All Access. Stream your local games live. Go to cbs.com/NFL now to try it for free. You know, with this Tennessee team, they're 6-6. The question was how they would handle a step up in competition. This is a Denver team that has a roster full of experience, a team that's played in a lot of big games. And while there has been a question mark at the quarterback spot, you figure defensively that was going to be the battle between the Denver D and the Tennessee offense. So far, advantage Titans. 6 offensive linemen. Fasano the motion man on a 2nd and goal. Give it to Henry. Henry the second effort. He's short. It'll be 3rd and goal for Tennessee. Corey Nelson in on the stop for Denver.
That's a big play by Corey Nelson. He's filling in for Brandon Marshall. And it looked like as Murray cut back, he had a lane, but it was filled quickly by Nelson. But you talk about matchups, Ian, and run defense for the Broncos has not been good this year. They're 28th ranked while they're going up against the 3rd best rushing team. And it's a powerful offensive line when they especially out an extra offensive lineman.
11th play of the drive. Handoff. Murray slices in. Touchdown, Tennessee. A long drive for the Titans pays off as Murray hits pay dirt.
Well, it's a statement type of drive too. 11 plays on the drive, 9 of them rushes, and Murray just lowering his head. Extra tight end Fasano. He gets help from the fullback Fowler, and Murray's in easily.
Extra point coming up from Suckup. 11 plays, 70 yards. 9 of those 11 running plays. It took 6 minutes and 6 seconds. Kern will hold it. Bo Brinkley will snap it for Tennessee. Suckup tacks it on. It's a 7-0 advantage for the Titans. DeMarco Murray, rushing touchdown number 9. Murray looking more and more like the back we saw 2 years ago with the Dallas Cowboys, and what a pickup this has been for GM John Robinson. Number 2 in the NFL in rushing behind rookie Ezekiel Elliott of the Dallas Cowboys. Murray has really fit this Tennessee system. He's dealing with a toe injury. It happened against Jacksonville on Thursday Night Football. He said he's feeling better. The bye did help DeMarco Murray. Murray said, "My job is just to find the crease." The offensive linemen, they do their job up front. Kickoff. Khalif Raymond will not get an opportunity. Broncos will have it at the 25, but Trevor Siemian and Denver now in a 7-0 hole in the first quarter. Here in Nashville, pictures and memorabilia from the life of the music legend.
And that was not in Folsom Prison.
No.
Right here in Music City.
From the 25, Siemian has protection. It's a low throw, handled by Emmanuel Sanders, and a clean catch just short of the 30-yard line. Starting defense for Tennessee, no Jarrell Casey. He is out because of a foot injury, so Carl Klug steps in for him. Linebackers, Wesley Woodyard spent 6 years as a member of the Denver Broncos before signing as a free agent with Tennessee in 2014. We're going to see a bunch of different players at that other corner spot as Emmanuel Sanders just limped off for Denver. It's a handoff. Forsett, his first carry. Oh, he loses the football. Justin Forsett getting an opportunity for Denver. He coughs it up. 9-year veteran. Tennessee has got it. Issues in the run game continue for the Broncos.
That's 17 fumbles now and 9 fumbles lost by the Bronco offense. Forsett had a real good run too for his first carry. But watch the hit right there on the ball by Rashad Johnson. That knocks it out, and there's the fight for the ball at the bottom. But the left hand just rips that ball away from Forsett.
Dan, this is week 14. That is the first forced fumble by the Tennessee Titans defense and the first fumble recovery for Tennessee. They take over at the Denver 40.
That's a crazy, crazy stat. Finally, this late in the season, to have their defense come up with a big play.
And it's one of their defensive leaders, Devin McCourty, on the recovery. Forsett, first fumble he's lost since the 2009 season. Out of the gun, Wildcat for Murray. He's going to throw it. DeMarco Murray down the sideline. Mariota, the intended receiver, and it's snuffed out by T.J. Ward. Into the bag of tricks, but Tennessee could not make the connection.
Well, he underthrew him. Simple. Mariota was lined up wide. He's going against T.J. Ward, and T.J. Ward arrives just as the ball does, but Mariota is behind him, and he's got 6 right now. You can see how badly underthrown the ball was thrown by Murray, and the effort by the two Ducks fighting for it.
And the fans react. They thought it was pass interference on Ward. Mariota's a big target, by the way.
And a fast one.
Mariota, 2nd and 10. Fading. Throw, trying to set up blockers for Henry. And he's hit at the 35 after the gain of 5. Chris Harris will get credit for the stop. NFL Today update. It's James Brown and the coach in New York.
Arizona, coach.
Yeah, Miami scored first, but then J.J. Nelson will take this reverse and go 56 yards for the score. And surprise, surprise, Arizona missed the extra point. They trail 7-6.
Ian, Dan, and Evan.
Now, point afters are an adventure this season in the NFL. It's a huge game for Miami, trying to remain in the conversation in the wild card chase in the AFC. Dime package here for Denver on a 3rd and 5. Mariota knocked down, could not get it over Jared Crick. And it's 4th down for the Titans.
Yeah, we're seeing more and more of this throughout the league. Defensive linemen swatting the ball as the quarterback releases it. Good job by Crick as he was fighting with Quentin Spain there at the line of scrimmage. Just got that left pinky finger on it. Wind is behind Suckup for this 53-yarder, so shouldn't be a problem.
Ryan Suckup, his long this year is 51. Career long for Suckup is 54. This is a 53-yard attempt trying to add to the Tennessee lead. Suckup. He knocks it through. Titans in front 10-0 off of the turnover. Suckup converts from 53 yards away. Mike Mularkey's team playing with confidence, trying to get over the 500 mark. In 1-3, they are looking for their first 3-game winning streak since the 2011 season. They lead at 10-0 at the 5:48 mark of the opening quarter. Ryan Suckup, who just hit on the 53-yard field goal, will now kick it off to Khalif Raymond. Raymond played football at Holy Cross, also ran track. This one bounces at the goal line and curls through the back of the end zone. Broncos will have it at the 25. The Walter Payton NFL Man of the Year Award, presented by Nationwide, recognizes players who have made a significant impact on the game and their communities. Each team nominates one player, and 3 finalists will be announced on January 22nd, with the winner revealed at the NFL Honors Award Show on February 4th. This year's nominee for the Broncos, Virgil Green, and for the Titans, Jarrell Casey. To learn all about this year's nominees, visit NFL.com/Man of the Year. Manuel Sanders is in. He was shaken up on the previous possession. Siemian on a toss to the outside. Thomas runs over the defender and gets extra yardage on the play. Demaryius Thomas on pace for another 1,000-yard season. LaShawn Sims, the rookie, had the coverage on the outside as we check in with Evan Washburn.
Well, an area of concern for Emmanuel Sanders is that right leg around the hamstring. He worked on it the entire time the defense was on the field, obviously trying to give it a go, but that's the area to keep an eye on.
Emmanuel Sanders comes in with now 65 catches on the season. And again, Booker runs into a wall at the 30-yard line. No gain on the play for the rookie out of Utah. We asked Booker about the rookie wall. He said no, he hasn't run into that, although he did acknowledge that the NFL season has felt a bit long in his first year.
Usually is the biggest adjustment for a rookie is how long the season is. Twice as long as a college season. And because of the OTAs and everything, it seems twice as long as that.
Well, you tack on the preseason games and, as you mentioned, the off-season training and training camp. 3rd and 4 for Denver. They trail 10-0. Siemian cannot make the connection to Jordan Taylor on the outside. And the Broncos go 3 and out. They lead the league in 3 and outs here in 2016.
Yeah, this is a disastrous start for Denver. There's a well-thrown ball by Siemian, but Taylor slow getting out of his break. And then the dive comes up just a little bit short. 3 possessions now for Denver without a first down.
Riley Dixon punted it 11 times last week. The rush from Tennessee. Dixon gets rid of it cleanly, but a clear return for Mariani along the perimeter. And he's out of bounds. Excellent field position for Tennessee to open up. They're going to spot the football at the 43. 42-yard punt, and he just got it away from Kevin.
Powerful performance.
Von Miller and the Denver Broncos trail the Tennessee Titans 10-0. Tennessee enters action tied for first place in the AFC South with Indianapolis and Houston. Mariota operating out of the gun. 5.4 yards per play so far. It's a give to Murray. Takes it straight ahead across the 45. Picks up 2. Darian Stewart, first man there. Good start for Marcus Mariota.
Yeah, a lot of versatility for Mariota. 11-yard run on the option here. And he gently tosses his 23-yard pass to his tight end Walker. Keeps his cool on a potential fumble. And then as a wide receiver, he had a touchdown here. If Murray would have thrown it down the field farther.
We asked him biggest thing year 1 to year 2. He said, I'm seeing things for the second, third, fourth times. Defensive coordinators that are from the same coaching trees as others. It's definitely slowed down for him. Give it to Henry. Henry carries the pile with him across midfield into Denver territory at the 49. Derek Wolfe among those there defensively. And for Mariota, 25 touchdowns this season, 8 interceptions. And there's a confidence. There was a confidence when we met with him last year, but even in our meeting this weekend, you could tell there's another level of confidence this season.
And we always hear about the game slowing down. Well, it slows down from repetition in practice, but it really slows down the more you play, obviously, on Sundays.
3rd and 3, Mariota, too high. He was looking for Harry Douglas in a matchup with Pro Bowler Aqib Talib.
Now, that was a strange play selection that time by Terry Robisky, as well as the Titans have been running the ball on 3rd and short to go back and try to hit Douglas on the sidelines. Kendall Wright is inactive today, so we'll see Trey McBride and a lot of Harry Douglas along with Rashard Matthews.
Khalif Raymond last week got the nod over Jordan Norwood at 40 punt return yards. This time he catches it inside the 10. Fair catch after the 43-yard punt from Kern. Denver is pinned deep in its own territory. Tennessee in front 10-0. Denver takes over after the punt from Kern at its own 5-yard line. Play fake, Siemian. Oh, what a snag by Thomas. And a flag thrown as Thomas is dropped out near the 20-yard line.
It's going to be pass interference against the Titans, but obviously be refused after that spectacular one-handed grab by Thomas for 12 yards and a first down.
Thomas only has one 100-yard game this season.
Pass interference, defense, number 24, penalties declined, result of the play, first down.
That's actually number 23, Bryce McCain. And what a great catch. And just what the Broncos need, because that's their advantage in this one. DT, Demaryius Thomas, and Emmanuel Sanders.
That is the first down for Denver. Toss it to the outside. Sanders after the catch. He's spun out by McCourty. Coming up Wednesday on Survivor, it's the final battle in the culture war clash. 3 millennials versus 3 Gen X. Which generation will deliver the sole survivor? Don't miss the season finale, followed by the live reunion show. That's Wednesday at 8, 7 Central, only CBS. Extra offensive lineman here for Denver. It's Ty Sambrailo, who had been starting at right tackle. Donald Stevenson regained the starting nod. Handoff to Booker, and hit hard as Booker tried to hit that angle on the outside. Carl Klug over there to make the play and limiting Booker to a 1-yard pickup. First 3 possessions for Denver, nothing. 3 plays and a punt. 2 plays and a turnover. 3 plays and a punt. They do have a first down on this possession, trying to make it another first down on a 3rd and 1. Nickel package here for Tennessee. It's Valentino Blake. Quick snap. Handoff. Booker. Oh, didn't get there. Denied by Avery Williamson and Sean Spence for Tennessee.
Well, let's check out Williamson right here as he is going to meet Booker right at the line of scrimmage, and that's going to be it. Tremendous one-on-one tackle there by Williamson.
Devontae Booker is averaging 2.8 yards per carry since the C.J. Anderson injury. They needed a yard, couldn't get it. And the drive ends with a Riley Dixon punt. Mariani moves forward. Fair catch called for just across the 35-yard line. 38-yard punt for Dixon. Well, the Denver Broncos helped spread some holiday cheer on Monday. Players spent time at the Denver Rescue Mission, having a holiday meal with 90 families and helping children decorate their holiday cookies. Seemed like a fun event. This has not been so much fun for Denver so far. 53 seconds to go in the first. Tennessee's got a 10-0 lead on the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos offense really struggling in the first half. First quarter here, they 0 for 2 on third down and short.
The Titans' last winning season was 2011. They went 9-7 that year. They missed the playoffs. That was Mike Munchak as the head coach. Mariota gets out of trouble. Mariota stops, waits for a block, turns it upfield for a first down run. Creative. A scramble from Mariota for 13.
You could have sworn that was DeMarco Murray as he sets up his blockers on the outside. Denver had good pursuit right about here, but that little hesitation and then the burst down the sidelines gets him an extra 10 yards.
The mobility of Mariota. He looped around Sylvester Williams. Final 15 seconds of the first. Running play to Henry. Straight ahead for Henry for 4. Henry seeing more reps as the season progresses. He and DeMarco Murray, tremendous 1-2 punch.
Hey, and a 3 punch now with Marcus Mariota.
Fair point. End of the first quarter, the Titans have a 10-0 lead on the Denver Broncos. We'll come back to Nashville after these messages and second quarter action. You're watching the NFL on CBS. For the Titans, it's the biggest game that they've had since December of 2011. They were 7-5 that year. They lost to New Orleans and never quite recovered. Handoff, Murray. Huge hole for Murray. First play of the second quarter. Fasano and Spain get the push up front. 10-yard run for Murray.
Well, Fasano's basically playing tackler, and here's Spain. But watch the linebackers fly out of here because of the threat of the option. They're so concerned with Mariota. Here's a high handoff, but it's secured by Murray. He has a lot of time to secure it, too. No Denver penetration at all.
Murray could be the NFL Comeback Player of the Year. Closing in on 1,100 yards.
That's a fair bet.
From the gun, Mariota floats it, and it's off the hands of Fasano. Tried to lead Anthony Fasano, but Mariota could not get it to him cleanly. Well, the Denver offense, 12 plays. Tennessee already has 14 plays in Broncos territory. It's been all Tennessee in this first half.
And it's a 2-to-1 ratio with twice as many runs for Tennessee than passes. But that's Malarkey's plan. They want to be a tough physical team that keeps pounding and pounding on you.
Because they run the ball so effectively, they've won the time of possession in 8 of their 12 games. DeMarco Murray, the fake, Mariota to the outside. And spun down. Darian Stewart over there. Fans wanted a late hit. It's a 7-yard pickup for Mariota.
Well, Mariota is a good 3 to 4 yards out of bounds when he's taken down by Stewart. There's the hit. Now he's already across the white line. I think it's just a momentum type of play. I don't think there's any ill intention there by Darian Stewart. But that just shows you the threat of the run with Mariota faking to Murray.
3rd and 3. Murray will shift to the backfield. Tennessee on the move once again inside the Denver 30. Mariota fading. Hits his man, Rashard Matthews. First catch of the day. Matthews having his finest season with a flag down.
This may be against Delaney Walker. It was a crossing route. It looked like Walker picked the defender off of Rashard Matthews.
Two teams trying to make their individual cases. John Parry with the decision.
Pass interference. Offense. Number 82. 10-yard penalty. Replay. Third down.
It is Walker.
Now Walker coming across the field makes contact right there, and that's an excellent call by the officials. He hit Bradley Roby, and that allowed Rashard Matthews to get open for that third down conversion.
Have you thought about officiating maybe in your spare time?
Well, we used to run that play all the time. It used to work in the old days.
You were cheating, basically.
Well, we called them rubs. They used to be called picks, but the official's standing right there next to the huddle. So he would hear you say, okay, 19 pick, and they'd be looking for it. So we'd say, okay, we're going to call it 19 rub, and the officials would go, what? What's a rub? Now they know.
Semantics. 3rd and 13. Mariota dealing with a rush. Slam down. Firing through Shane Ray. Tennessee taken out of field goal range. That's a loss of 10. And after the penalty, back-to-back losses for the Titans.
Yeah, the former first-round draft pick coming right up the middle to pick up his 6th sack of the year, and just what Denver needs. This type of pressure on Mariota, he never had a chance. You see DeMarcus Ware closing as well. But that's how big that penalty was on Delaney Walker.
That's 37 sacks this season for the Denver defense, #1 in the NFL. And nearly 100 hits on the quarterback. Punt from Kern. Khalif Raymond waits for it. Raymond moves forward with a flag thrown. And a fair catch called for at the 15-yard line. 34-yard punt. Penalty marker on the far sideline. 12:13 to play in the first half. Tennessee leading Denver 10-0. Broncos are 4-0 on the road against non-divisional opponents.
During the kick. Illegal block in the back. Kicking team. With 36. 10 yards will be added to the end of the kick. First down.
And it's the rookie LaShawn Sims. So Denver will get the yards. 12:13 to go, first half. Well, they just changed the call. It is against Denver. Kayvon Webster. Didn't make much sense that there would be a block in the back for the team that was trying to make the tackle on special teams. So they backed the Broncos up inside their own 10.
And more bad field position to start a drive for Denver.
Justin Forsett is in. He fumbled on his first carry. Siemian, play fake, dump it to Forsett. Forsett's got a little bit of room. And Forsett stood up and then hit Al Woods on the takedown for Tennessee, but it's a 10-yard catch and run for Denver.
Well, Max Garcia, left guard for Denver, gets out in front of this and puts a good block on Brian Orakpo right about here. That gives Forsett a couple of extra yards. Watch as he protects that ball with both hands.
So a new set of downs for Denver. Siemian steps and throws. Catch trying to curl to Sanders. And 3 Titans there defensively to bring down Emmanuel Sanders after the 6-yard grab.
And that's what Trevor talked to us about yesterday. The advantage that the Broncos have is getting the ball out to Sanders and Thomas. Top priority. He wants to see if that both of them can make these Titan defenders miss and get some big plays out of it.
Titans are 26th in the NFL against the pass, allowing 270 yards per game. Second and short, Siemian on time to Sanders. And finally some movement here for Denver through the air. It's a first down, 16-yard hookup.
Man, it's good if your quarterback's got a bad leg to give him good protection, and that's what Siemian is getting here last couple of times. Brian Orakpo is looking for his 10th sack, number 98 here, but Russell Okung does a great job of keeping him away from his quarterback.
Siemian on a give for Forsett, banged down short of the 45-yard line by David Bass. 2-yard pickup for Justin Forsett. Well, we asked Gary Kubiak about Forsett. He said, hey, we're lucky he was available. He jumped right in. He brought energy to the group, knows the system. someone that Devontae Booker can learn from because Forsette's been around for 9 years in the league. Picked up off of waivers, and then Detroit released him. Siemian, deep ball, separation. Sanders drops it. LaShawn Sims back there defensively.
And Sims may have got a finger on this pass because Sanders just doesn't drop this type of pass. Ball is thrown. Watch the right hand here. And he just got enough of the ball. Ball slightly underthrown again.
Got a little piece of it, throwing off the timing for Sanders. And it's a 3rd and 8 for Denver. Siemian, a deep drop. Gets rid of it, and it's offline. Tried to get it to Cody Latimer. Denver will punt.
And Denver's failure to convert on 3rd downs, that's 4 times now. They've been unable to pick up a first down. And just when it looked like they were getting some momentum with the passing game.
Denver had 11 punts last week. That was the most for the Broncos since 1992. This will be the 4th punt of the first half for Riley Dixon. Thomas Gafford, they've had to carry an extra snapper because of the injury to Casey Kreider. Mariota gets out of the way. This ball dies inside the 5. Can't do it much better than that for Dixon, the Syracuse product. 9:31 remaining in the second quarter. 53-yard punt. Frustration from Trevor Siemian and the Denver Broncos offense. They've been shut out so far in Nashville.
And by Straight Talk Wireless. Best phones, best networks, half the cost.
Back at Nissan Stadium, opened back in 1999. Tennessee Titans with a 10-0 lead on Denver. 1st and 10 for Tennessee. Worst starting field position. They are at their own 3-yard line. Motion man Fasano. Murray in the backfield to get to the call. Finds the crease, and Murray barrels across the 10-yard line. Their running game is for real. And DeMarco Murray has led the charge for Tennessee. They've been searching in that department since Chris Johnson had his big 2,000-yard season.
Good read that time by Marcus Mariota. He saw the Broncos with T.J. Ward coming on the weak side. Changed the play to that strong side run and gave his offense some breathing room.
Well, we asked Murray about the trade that brought him to Tennessee. At first, he really wasn't sure how to feel. Murray tried to shake and bake it, and he's driven down by Sylvester Williams. Murray said, out near the 15. Henry up the gut. So strong, 6'3", 247 pounds. The Alabama product carries for 6, hit by Todd Davis on the play.
And he always makes yards after contact because of that power and the size that you talked about, Ian.
And that offensive line is Lawan, Spain, Jones, Klein, and Conklin. General Manager John Robinson has put together an impressive group. Klein picked up off of waivers. Ben Jones signed as a free agent. Mariota will keep it. A hurdle by Mariota. Small one. And a 1-yard pickup. Von Miller over there defensively for Denver.
Well, Denver's going to counter with T.J. Ward loading the box here. You see Chris Harris alongside there, but it's Ward who gets to the backfield, and that really forces Mariota up inside of the block of DeMarco Murray. Good play by Ward.
Now a 3rd and 3 for Tennessee. We are under 7 minutes to go in this first half. Titans with a 10-0 advantage on the Denver Broncos. Broncos trying to keep pace in the highly competitive AFC West. They trail Kansas City and Oakland in the standings. Moving pocket. Mariota throws against the grain. A floater. It's caught. Fasano, first down for Tennessee. Matched up with Corey Nelson stepping in for the injured Brandon Marshall. 17 yards on a loft pass by Mariota.
Yeah, tremendous touch again. Here's Mariota rolling out all the way here. Here comes Fasano across the field, and he and Nelson are all by themselves here. A great design by Terry Robisky, offensive coordinator, and how about that throw? Nelson doesn't make that tackle. Fasano's got another 10, 15 yards.
11-year veteran getting involved here in the first half. We hit 6 minutes to play. Back to the ground game. Murray spun down across the 40-yard line for 3 yards. Jared Crick the hit. Let's go to New York. JB and Coach Cowher.
All right, Miami is at it.
Yeah, Ryan Tannehill's second touchdown of the day. This one goes to Deion Sims from 7 yards out, and they lead over Arizona 14-6.
Ian and Dan.
And guys, this game is of interest to the Miami Dolphins because right now the Denver Broncos at 8-4 holding down the second wild card spot in the AFC. Rashard Matthews, the motion man. Kendall Wright is inactive. Coach's decision. Play action. Mariota on the move. And not taking any chances downfield. That's something Mariota mentioned as well in year 2. He felt some pressure his first season and then the first 4 or 5 weeks of this season that he had to make things happen, didn't necessarily follow the instincts of the game plan and the coaches, and he would press and force things. Hasn't been doing that over the last 8 weeks.
Well, at Oregon, when he won the Heisman Trophy, he made so many explosive plays along with his teammates that he expected that every time. But in the NFL, you got to pick and choose your spots. He's learned that a throwaway such as that one is okay.
Live to tell at third down, 3rd and 7. Dime package for Denver. Dumbarton, catch is made. Harry Douglas out in space. Douglas, oh, beautiful move for a first down. Flag thrown. Darian Stewart could not bring down Douglas.
They're going to get DeMarco Murray for a block in the back here, so it may be after the first down. We'll have to see what John Perry says.
Illegal block in the back. Offense number 29. 10-yard penalty. Replay. 3rd down.
Was that play in your playbook as well in San Diego?
Unfortunately, probably. There's the block in the back on Chris Harris. It really was unnecessary because Douglas was alone on the sideline making that terrific spin move to get the first down.
So instead of this drive continuing, now they've got to earn it on a 3rd down with under 5 minutes to go in the first half. 10-0 lead for Tennessee. This is a 3rd and 7 for the Titans. Titans come in number 7 in total offense. This is the 6th time this season they've had a chance to go above the 500 mark. They haven't been there yet. Mariota, 3rd and 7. Plenty of time. Mariota, tuck and run. Mariota, the acceleration. And a new set of downs for Tennessee. 9-yard rip for Marcus Mariota.
Well, he's got 5 carries for 41 yards now. This one was just pure courage as he took on the Broncos defense right up the middle. Saw he had nobody to uncover as a receiver. You can see Douglas being covered that time over the middle by Simmons. And Rashard having trouble getting away from Harris.
Tennessee has doubled up Denver in time of possession. Derrick Henry, a dance by Henry, and he's brought down after the gain of 2 by T.J. Ward and Todd Davis. Let's check in with Evan Washburn.
And you mentioned time of possession, and that brings up another storyline for this defense coming into this game. The last 2 weeks, they played an NFL high 157 snaps, so fatigue. While they have some depth on all these units, this is a group that's played a ton of football, and with this offense getting off the field quickly, you're starting to see it settle in here late in the second quarter.
Yeah, no doubt about it, Evan. T.J. Ward has played the most snaps on defense for Wade Phillips' squad.
Bingo!
And that's just too many plays for your defense to be out there in the first half. Henry again. Nice cut. Henry upfield, short of the first down. But they're chipping away at this Denver D. And the Broncos defense has allowed Denver to hang around. It's only 10-0. Injured Bronco on the field at the 42-yard line. Chris Harris Jr. Oh, he got blocked down low by Harry Douglas. Chris Harris Jr., two-time Pro Bowler, walked off on his own, which was a good sign, but very upset after the play and blocked from Harry Douglas. In fact, the entire Denver defense took exception to it. Harris on the sideline. Tennessee facing a 3rd and 2. Kayvon Webster in. From the pistol, Murray plows for the first down. Out near the 35, good block from Lewan for Tennessee. And some activity along the sideline. This is spilled over. They're going after Harry Douglas. Officials trying to get in there. It's an all-out scrum.
Keith Talib started it along with Douglas there. Talib, when Harris was on the ground, was jawing at Harris.
They zeroed in on Harry Douglas. The previous play was a low block on Chris Harris Jr.
Now we're going to see if there are any ejections here, as this got ugly in a hurry.
Harris is now on the field having a conversation with the officials. They are steaming on both sidelines.
But give credit to the Broncos on their sideline. Nobody came off the bench, which would have been an automatic penalty.
So Talib and Douglas.
After the play was over, personal foul, defense, number 21, automatic first down.
Talib lost his helmet in the process, and it escalated quickly. On the initial hit, Aqib Talib took off his helmet. So this was the reaction originally from Talib. The very next play, Talib made sure that he got a piece of Harry Douglas. And the penalty against Denver. Talib is now on the Denver sideline. It's Roby, and Harris does return for Denver defensively.
Go back to the hit by Harry Douglas. He goes right after the knee. It's amazing that Harris is back in the game now after taking that shot.
He was down for a while. Medical staff came out. He was helped to his feet. Then he walked off on his own. Harris has returned for Denver. And there's a lot of jawing going on between these two teams right now. Tennessee's got a 10-0 lead on the Broncos. They've got a 1st and 10 at the Denver 21. Murray shifts out of the backfield. Mariota off his back foot to the end zone. Incomplete. Rashard Matthews in a matchup with Harris.
A lot of contact in the end zone too, as Harris kept Matthews from getting to this pass. Mariota floating the ball, saw the man-on-man coverage, but that's contact with the ball in the air. That should have been called pass interference.
Talib back on the field for Denver. And he's matched up with Tajay Sharp, the rookie on the outside. 2nd and 10, 14th play of the drive. We've got a 2:22 left in the first half. Henry rumbles inside the 20. Hit down low by T.J. Ward and held to a 2-yard pickup. It'll be 3rd and 8 for Tennessee in the red zone as we roll it down to 2 minutes left in this first half.
And again, it's that time of possession we talked about, trying to wear down this Denver defense. A lot of hands on hips out there in white jerseys.
Verizon halftime report. JB, Tony, Bart, Boomer, Coach Cower, latest NFL scores and highlights, all coming up on the Verizon halftime report. Tennessee leading it 10-0, 2 minutes to play first half. They face a 3rd and 8 inside the Denver 20. A jump, flags down. Mariota gets rid of it. Play was whistled dead. Two penalties on each side.
Neutral zone infraction, defense number 95, 5-yard penalty, second down. Please reset the game clock to 2 minutes. Thank you.
Well, it's 3rd down for Tennessee.
And they said 95 Derek Wolfe, but it's obviously it's DeMarcus Ware there. That caused Taylor Lewan to come out of his stance. Correct call.
Time of possession has been dominant in favor of Tennessee. Coming up on 20 minutes time of possession in the first half. 3rd and 3. Mariota out of the gun. Mariota hits a pass underneath. Delaney Walker has got a first down.
Now split out as a wide receiver, just a hook route. He knows exactly what he needs, and because of that offsides penalty against Ware, much shorter yardage for Walker to find that dead spot in the Denver zone.
And a timeout call with 1:45 left to play in this second quarter. Denver has 2 timeouts remaining. Tennessee with 2 timeouts as well. And this drive has been endless. 7 minutes and 46 seconds. It'll be the 16th play.
Yeah, just as Evan Washburn was reporting about the time of possession and how many plays this Denver defense has played as of late. And remember, they had to play in Jacksonville last week, a long trip, and then they have to back it up with a trip now to Tennessee. So this time of the season, fatigue setting in on this Denver defense.
First and goal for Tennessee. Mariota on the give. Henry inside the 5. He's whistled down. Zaire Anderson holding on to make sure Henry didn't take it to the end zone. It'll be 2nd and goal. We got a timeout in Nashville. Tennessee 3-yard line. Trying to add to their lead. Titans with a 2nd and goal. Fake it. Mariota steps up. Throws it upstairs. Nobody there except Rashard Matthews for the touchdown. But a flag down.
Yeah, they're going to get that pick play again. Delaney Walker came across and blocked the man who was covering.
Is it
the
a
wide
pick?
Receiver? Absolutely.
Is it a rub?
It doesn't matter.
Pass
It's
interference.
illegal.
Offense number 82. 10-yard penalty replay, second down.
A dry rub.
You just can't do that. He's even blocking Chris Harris. Had both hands on him.
So back it up for the Titans. Fouts is 3 for 3 on calls today.
Well, guys, just in the NFL, they don't get that wide open without illegal activity.
2nd and goal. On a 4-receiver set. Mariota, play action. Spiraled to the back of the end zone. It's caught, but Walker was out of bounds. Chris Harris Jr. there defensively for Denver, and it brings up 3rd and goal for Tennessee. It's a tremendous grab.
A tremendous amount of contact in the back of the end zone by Harris. He's all over Walker before the ball gets there.
The discard by Walker. And it brings up 3rd and goal now for Tennessee. 18th play of the drive. Denver has had 18 plays total in the first half. Titans have matched him on this possession. From the gun. Mariota steps up, fires out of bounds. And Tennessee will settle for a field goal attempt.
Now Denver defense, thanks to the penalty on Walker, it's going to turn this potential disastrous long drive from a 6-point touchdown to a potential field goal. keep that a 2-possession game.
Intentional grounding. Offense. Quarterback was in the pocket. Threw it beyond the line of scrimmage. There was no eligible receiver in the area. This penalty includes a loss of down, 4th down.
So a longer field goal attempt now for Suckup.
Well, Mariota definitely in the pocket here, and there is no receiver anywhere near where he threw this ball, so it's a proper call.
That's part of the reason why he has never thrown a career interception in the red zone. He's not taking chances there and not trying to squeeze it into coverage.
If there is any potential problem for Suckup here, he is kicking against a swirling wind. It's about 15 to 20 miles an hour in gust.
So this will be a 41-yard attempt for Suckup. Trying to put 3 on the board. Suckup. A swirling Suckup. He curls it. And it's 13-0 Tennessee. Delaney Walker, TJ Ward. TJ thanking Walker for the penalty. Long drive for the Tennessee Titans. They end up getting the 41-yard field goal for Ryan Suckup to extend the lead 13-0 with 1:27 to play in this first half.
It's been a long time since Trevor Siemian and the Denver offense has been on the field too. About a half hour in real time.
Kickoff by Suckup. Raymond not going to get an opportunity. Broncos will have it at the 25, but they do have 1:27 to work with and 1 timeout. Coming up, Verizon Halftime Report. JB and the gang back in New York. Latest NFL scores and highlights all coming up on the Verizon Halftime Report. Broncos have been limited to 79 yards in this first half. They had 48 yards in the second half last week against Jacksonville, a 20-10 win. They allowed 10 points or less for the 3rd time this season. They've given up 13 in the first half to Tennessee. Siemian, he's 8 of 12 for 73 yards. A dart to Booker, and he's bottled up by Arakpo, 4 yards. And an injured Titan is down at the 12-yard line. And it's Derek Morgan, one of the key pieces to this Tennessee D. Morgan walking off gingerly here for the Titans. It'll be 2nd and 6 for Denver. Tennessee has charged the timeout because of the injury with under 2 minutes left in the half. Dick LeBeau, 44th year coaching in the NFL. A brilliant 14-year playing career as well. 58 years associated with this league. David Bass steps in for Morgan. This is a 2nd and 6 for Denver. You get a touchdown on the board here. Changes everything in his first half. Siemian makes the connection downfield. A.J. Derby, acquired in a trade from New England that covers 17 yards and a new set of downs across the 45.
It looked like Daquan Jones might have tipped this ball, and it still got to the receiver, Derby.
Under a minute to go in this first half. Siemian steps up. Underneath to Booker. And brought down. Injured Titan on the far side. Slow to get up. Valentino Blake. He was just taking his time. 44 seconds left, and Denver has used its final timeout. 13-0 Tennessee holding on to the lead. Broncos looking for a scoring opportunity. First time today that Denver has been in Tennessee territory. We are down to 45 seconds to play in this first half. 2nd and 4 for Denver. Tennessee's got a 13-0 advantage. Justin Forsett is in for the Broncos. The only turnover of the day was Forsett coughing it up on his first carry. Siemian steps up, throws a low throw. Jordan Taylor down there to get it, and it is enough for a first down, but they have to move quickly here. We're down to 34 seconds left. Derek Morgan is back in for Tennessee.
He almost got to Siemian, too, around the corner.
Down to 25 seconds to play. Snap was offline. Siemian handles it. Siemian out of the pocket with a flag down. There was Stevenson there. Pass is broken up. Forsett, the intended target. Donald Stevenson creating some extra time.
21. 10-yard penalty, replay, first down.
Yeah, Donald Stevenson will get the call here, working against Derek Morgan. He just pushes Morgan to the ground here. Grabbed him by the back of the helmet, and down he goes, and there goes the flag.
Well, that hurts the field goal attempt for Denver. They're back in their own territory with 16 seconds left.
Yeah, with no timeouts. It was strange that they used that timeout instead of going to the line of scrimmage, just spiking the ball to save the timeout and get better field position.
They need about 15 yards to get into McManus territory. And as Dan mentioned, no timeouts to work with here, and just 16 seconds left. Siemian, rush coming. Siemian, high throw, and it's through the hands of Benny Fowler. Titans have put heat on Trevor Siemian. Carl Klug that time with the pressure.
I bet you wonder, with the wind at McManus's back, if Kubiak would give him a shot, because it's blowing pretty strong. The streamers at the top of the goalposts are indicating that he might be able to hit one from 60 or more. Remember the 62-yarder that he missed that people are still talking about in the Kansas City game.
Got to work this one along the sideline with 11 seconds left. Siemian, deep drop, lost his footing, steps up, throws, catch is made, and immediately hit Derby. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, and time runs out on the Broncos. Damian Stafford with a stick. The Titans with a fantastic first half, and Tennessee will get the football to start the third quarter. They've got a 13-0 lead at the break. Broncos shut out in the first half for the first time since November of last year against Kansas City. Tennessee trying to get over the 500 mark and make a run at the division title in the AFC South. 13-0. Titans in front. We'll come back. Verizon halftime report. After this message and a word from your local station, you're watching the NFL start of the third quarter. Ian Eagle, hi everybody. The rest of our NFL on CBS crew. Tennessee Titans, they've been waiting a long time to play some sweet music here in Nashville on the football field. And it's starting to come together. Mike Mularkey's style, Mike Mularkey's ability to stress the important matters, attention to detail. We're seeing it out there on Sundays.
Well, Mike Mularkey was a tight end for the Pittsburgh Steelers, so you know he was a tough player. And that's the type of team he's tried to mold here. And he's doing it with an offensive line that's big and strong, and 2 running backs and a mobile quarterback. And the message that he sent to us yesterday was that they wanted to send a message not only to the Broncos today, but to the entire league, that when you come and play the Titans, you're in for a battle.
Meanwhile, on the other side for Denver, this has been a struggle offensively for the Broncos, limited to 119 total yards in the first half. Trevor Siemian dealing with that injured left foot and an injured left hand as well. We start the second half. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Important game for Denver. They enter action at 8-4. Not only trying to keep pace in their own division, but trying to maintain the lead in the wild card race in the AFC. Ball comes off the tee. Wind is really picking up. McManus will kick it off for Gary Kubiak's squad. In the 2 games that Siemian didn't play, it's been Denver's 2 lowest yardage totals of the season. They've been the best fourth quarter team in the NFL. They're a +78 in the fourth. Right now they're down by 13 as McManus kicks it through the back of the end zone. Titans will have it at the 25-yard line. And we send it to Evan Washburn.
Lion, Gary Kubiak's message to me going in at half, we've got to make some plays on third down. This is 2 weeks in a row now. It doesn't matter who's quarterback. They have yet to get a first down in the first half of either of these two games. And he said his defense is going to have to keep battling because the offense just hasn't found any rhythm yet. As for Mike Mularkey, he said it's hard enough to beat the Broncos. We can't beat ourselves, pointing to those 4 penalties. He wants to see his team clean it up, guys.
Evan, Tennessee's got a 13-0 lead. Marcus Mariota 62 yards through the air and 41 yards on the ground. Murray. On first down, Murray keeps his footing. And he's pushed from behind. It's a 7-yard pickup for DeMarco Murray. Those first half numbers, 190 yards of offense for Tennessee. Every game this season, they've gone over 300 yards. First time in franchise history they've done it in each of the first 12 games, and the time of possession is lopsided, to say the least.
And they start out with just pure power running behind the fullback Fowler and extra tight ends on that right side for 7 or 8 yards.
Tennessee's offensive line has controlled the line of scrimmage today. This is a 2nd and 3 for the Titans. Give it to Murray again. Murray finds a sliver and turns it into 4 yards and a first down. Josh Klein with a key block up front.
All great backs have got to have patience and good vision, and Murray showed both that time as he got in behind Klein, allowed him to set his block, and then cut off it to pick up the first down.
Murray said that the offensive line for Tennessee, a great mix of personalities. Said Ben Jones is the funniest guy on the team. Conklin has one-liners. Lewan is intense. Hand off to Derrick Henry. So they'll mix and match, and it's a little bit of a different style with Henry, 5 yards, dishing out some punishment. Quentin Spain, he said, you're not sure what you're going to get day in and day out, but a quality guy. And Josh Klein, quiet, just goes about his business. He's been a winner as a member of the New England Patriots.
I think Lewan was referred to as a wild child, wasn't he?
He was. I was going to allow you to quote DeMarco Murray on that because Lewan is 6'7", 309.
And you're not?
I'm not. I'm not close.
Neither am I.
You're closer. 2nd and 5 for Tennessee. Motion man is Walker. First possession of the second half. It's Murray with the cut. Murray with the first down. DeMarco Murray, terrific vision. Everything is in sync for this running game.
Well, here's Fowler, and here's Walker, and here's Lewan. And this is where this ball is going to go. Just hat on hat, perfect blocking there. And Sylvester Williams gets a free ride for about 3 yards on the back of DeMarco Murray.
Murray is only 2 years removed from being the NFL Offensive Player of the Year. He had 1,845 yards rushing and 13 touchdowns with the Cowboys. He signs the big free agent deal in Philadelphia, and then he's forgotten about because of the down year. He wasn't a good fit for that Chip Kelly system. Murray gets to the outside, and Murray hit along the sideline. But he keeps pounding away at this Denver defense. That's a 4-yard pickup for Murray.
So we talked about patience. We talked about vision. Well, you also have to make somebody miss, and that's exactly what Murray does here with Stewart.
5 plays so far in this second half for Tennessee. 5 runs for the Titans.
And tick, tick, tick goes the clock.
Murray is up to 76 yards rushing and a touchdown with a long run of 11. Derrick Henry is in. Extra offensive lineman Dennis Kelly. It's Henry. Could not break free and held to a 2-yard pickup by Gotsis. This is going to go down as one of the great steals in NFL trade history. DeMarco Murray was dealt from Philadelphia to Tennessee. So the Titans received Murray and Philadelphia's 4th-round draft pick, and Tennessee had to give up its 4th-round pick.
Somebody ought to call the cops.
You believe it was a robbery?
Absolutely.
3rd and 4 now for the Titans. They are in Denver territory. They've lived on Denver's side of the field. Mariota, protection holds up. Mariota tries to squeeze it in. 4 Broncos there defensively, and the no-fly zone in effect. Tajay Sharp is the intended receiver.
Well, Darian Stewart's going to break this one up as he comes right over the top, but he had help there in the no-fly zone. Talib as well with the hand in on that one. As first time Mariota has really forced one today. His numbers are not very good in the passing game. 5 of 14 for just 62 yards.
And he is going against the #1 defense against the pass. Punt from Brett Kern. Raymond over his head, bounces into the end zone. And the Broncos will have it at the 20-yard line. 46-yard punt, but a net of 26. Trevor Siemian trying to get this Broncos. It's your last chance to vote for the 2017 Pro Bowl. Every vote counts. Voting ends on Tuesday night. Go to NFL.com/Pro Bowl. Vote to vote now. Pass for Siemian to Emmanuel Sanders on first down. Hit by Jason McCourty on the play. And the Denver possession so far. This is not what the Broncos envisioned with Siemian coming back into the lineup. He told us that he didn't feel that he would be limited. You've seen him now. Do you feel like the left foot injury has affected him?
Well, not when he drops back, but we haven't seen any bootlegs, have we?
And that's a big part of their arsenal. Sanders breaks away from the tackle and forced out of bounds. Out across the 45-yard line by Denoris Searcy on the play. It's 15 yards on the catch and run for Sanders.
Well, this is what Trevor told us, though, yesterday, is that the ability of Sanders to break tackles along with Demaryius Thomas to get extra yards is going to have to be key here for Denver in the second half. But the reason we haven't seen any bootlegs, we haven't seen any effective running either out of the Denver offense.
They have 12 rushing yards. Combination of Booker and Forsett. Right now it's Booker in the backfield on a 1st and 10 for Denver at its own 42. Deep drop. Siemian on time to Jordan Taylor into Tennessee territory. On a back shoulder throw by Siemian for 15 yards.
Yeah, great adjustment by Taylor. Working against McCourty here. And he sees that ball come up short and makes sure that he makes the grab. That's a key play as Siemian's got a hot hand here to start the second half.
Jason McCourty, the longest tenured Titan, 8 years with the organization. Siemian, high throw. It allowed the defense to recover on Sanders, and it's Valentino Blake, the artist formerly known as Antoine. No gain on the play.
Well, this is a bad read by Siemian because Blake has got man-to-man coverage, and you can see that Sanders saw him, and then the high throw really handicaps Sanders. He's got no shot at all after making the catch of making anything. In fact, he's going to be stopped right at the line of scrimmage.
Siemian and Mariota, part of that 2015 draft class. Mariota taken 2nd overall. Siemian, the last quarterback taken in that draft. Siemian throws a strike, and Sanders loses the football. Incomplete.
Blake knocked it out of his hand with his right hand, went wrapped around Sanders and knocked it out. A great play by Valentino Blake. Watch his right hand here come around the back and just strip the ball from Sanders as they hit the ground.
Sanders had not secured it. And Sanders now along the bench area for Denver, with the Broncos facing a 3rd and 10. 0-4 on 3rd down conversions today. Cody Latimer is in for Denver. 5 receiver set, working out of the gun. Flags down. A jump. Okung on the left side.
False start. Offense. Number 73. 5-yard penalty. 3rd down.
That's 5 penalties for 42 yards against the Broncos.
Yeah, 3rd and 10 is tough. 3rd and 15 is really a tough situation to put a quarterback in. Remember, Derek Morgan got a sack earlier in the game. He's back in there right here.
Third and long for Denver. Rush coming. Siemian gets rid of it. Incomplete. He took a shot from Kevin Byard on the safety blitz from Tennessee. It's 4th down.
That's Dick LeBeau's style. 3rd and long. He's going to bring pressure, and here it comes from Byard. Totally unblocked. Siemian can sense him. He just dumps that ball out of bounds. That's what Dick LeBeau does to not only young quarterbacks, but to all quarterbacks. Pressure on 3rd and long from safeties and linebackers.
High punt, Riley Dixon. Mariani ranges over to bring it in. 35-yard punt. Titans will get it back with a 13-0 lead. We've got 8:02 to go. Third quarter in Nashville.
To hide, that's transparency. Charles Schwab. And by Honda. Hurry in for great deals during Happy Honda Days.
Well, the tag team of Ware and Miller, they've been quiet for Denver. Just one sack. Shane Ray provided it for the Broncos today. It's the third quarter in Nashville, 8:02 to play. Nice move by Murray just to pick up 2 yards. Brought down by Corey Nelson of Denver.
There's DeMarcus Ware. There's Von Miller getting around the right tackle there, Jack Conklin. You can see that the Titans running away from Von Miller. But don't count him out. He's so dangerous. He always seems to make big plays in the second half and the fourth quarter.
Leads the NFL with 13.5 sacks. Denver's 9-0 over the last 2 seasons when the defense scores, but there's no indication right now that Tennessee's going to make that kind of mistake. Murray hit by Ward. NFL Today update, JB, Coach Cowher.
Classic Frank Gore.
Yeah, AFC South battle right here. See Andrew Luck hit Frank Gore, keeps his balance, takes this in, cuts the Houston lead now. They only trail 16-10 in the third quarter in Indianapolis.
Tight in the South, back to Iron Eagle.
No doubt about it. 3-way tie, JB, at the top of the division. Houston, Indianapolis, and Tennessee. Jacksonville bringing up the rear at 2-10. 3rd and 2 now for the Titans. 6 out of 11 on third down conversions here this afternoon. Murray stays in there. Mariota looks to Murray, and it's too high. Covered by Corey Nelson. And the Titans go 3 and out. Mariota is 5 of 15 for 62 yards against this Denver defense.
It's funny the way it works. When you run the ball so effectively, it's hard for a quarterback to get into any type of rhythm. And he has been off target. If he had hit Murray that time, I think Murray, with his speed, would have been able to get the first down.
2 returners back for Denver. It's Khalif Raymond and Jordan Taylor in front of him. Brett Kern, wobbly punt. Raymond moves forward. Spin move. He gets blasted after maintaining his balance. That was his reward, with a flag down on the far side. Nate Palmer with the smack.
And it's going to be holding against the Broncos on the return. Not only does he get smacked, Broncos are going to back up.
That'll be penalty number
During the
6.
return, holding. Return team number 31, 10-yard penalty, 1st and 10. Timeout on the field.
Tennessee's got a 13-0 lead on Denver. Broncos have the football when we come back. Third quarter action. We asked Trevor Siemian about going against Dick LeBeau's defense. It's a handoff to Forsett. And Forsett across the 30-yard line. Siemian said, I don't want to overanalyze things, and you certainly don't want to get into a guessing game with Coach LeBeau. Just go about your business. Don't try to outthink Dick LeBeau out there on the field.
Well, especially in obvious passing situation, it gives you so many looks. Guys standing up, moving around, but there's always a surprise blitzer. And we saw last time it was very effective.
There has been no semblance of a running game here for Denver. Forsett in there right now on a 2nd and 5. Give it to Forsett again, stutter step move. Takes it to the outside, and Forsett is off to the races. Shoved out of bounds with a penalty marker back at the 32.
They might get the center, Matt Paradis for the hold here.
John Perry.
Holding. Offense number 61.
It is Paradis.
Replay. 2nd down.
Their best run of the day is coming back.
Now he's working against Carl Klug. That's the hold right there. Down he goes, and Forsett did a nice job of finding the hole, getting to the outside, and showing a burst that the Broncos need in their rushing attack. The hold nullifies all of it.
We're down to 5:25 remaining in the third. Denver has no points on the board. They trail by 13. Second and 14 for the Broncos. Siemian underneath. Catch and run by Derby. Short of a first down for Denver. LaShawn Sims over there for Tennessee.
Well, variety is the spice of Dick LeBeau's defensive schemes. The pressure on Siemian today with a lack of a running attack is why the Broncos have been shut out so far. But that pass play on that play to Derby sets up a manageable third down and short for Siemian.
Siemian is 18 of 25, 162 yards. Broncos on third down cannot convert. They are 0 for their last 17 on third down tries. Demaryius Thomas in the area for Denver.
And no blitz that time on third down. In fact, it wasn't man-to-man at all. It was a zone that Siemian was looking into, and a little bit of miscommunication with Demaryius Thomas caused that incompletion. Siemian was expecting him to continue on his route, but Thomas saw the zone and settled down.
Another punt, and it's Riley Dixon, averaging 46 yards. No, it's a fake. Dixon, nice throw to the sideline. Cody Latimer. Tennessee wasn't prepared for it. Denver takes advantage, 16 yards, and the drive continues.
Well, Latimer is out here as a gunner, and watch the route he runs here. He's a wide receiver. It's just a little stop route on the outside, totally fooled Blake on the outside, and perfect throw for the first down. That type of play is exactly what Denver needs. Remember, it's just a two-possession game.
Joe DeCamillis draws it up. Denver executes it. And it's a new set of downs inside Tennessee territory at the 49. Forsett in the backfield. Siemian dealing with the rush. Puts it upstairs. And caught by Thomas. Demaryius Thomas is out of bounds. Now there's a fair amount of Broncos fans in attendance here in Nashville reacting on the play. Siemian to Thomas down the sideline, 34 yards.
I think the ball got hung up in the wind here. Thomas doing a great job because the coverage by Blake was good down the field, but by stopping and coming back for it. And remember, Thomas at 6'3" and a long reach. And another big play for Denver back-to-back.
Line of scrimmage is now the 15 of Tennessee. Siemian devoured. Trevor Siemian could not break free, bringing the heat. Arakpo for the Titans.
This is Arakpo's 100th game in the NFL. He now has 10 sacks on the season. Takes the inside route and really punishes Siemian here. Bends him over backwards and down to the ground. All legal.
Arakpo talked about the air of confidence that Coach Malarkey's brought to the team and how it's rubbed off on the players. Second and 15. Deep drop. Siemian has to get rid of it. On a dump off for Forsett. And he's taken down by Woodyard. It ends up being a 1-yard pass play for Denver.
And back-to-back plays. Now you can see Siemian trying to fix his jersey because Dick LeBeau brought the blitz that time. And it almost got home. Siemian did a good job of fading away from the pressure to get the ball off.
Third and 14. Dime package for Tennessee. Siemian pulls the trigger. Makes the connection. Demaryius Thomas has got enough for the first down. Broncos have it inside the 5. Kevin Byard there defensively.
Well, Thomas working from the tight end position here on Arakpo. Pushes off. I'd rather have Arakpo, and I'm sure that Dick LeBeau would rather see him going after Siemian than trying to cover the dangerous Thomas, but that was the defense called, and Siemian did a good job hanging in there and finding that mismatch.
First third down conversion of the day for the Broncos. First and goal, and timeout called by Tennessee with 1:06 to go on the third. Titans holding on to a 13-0 lead against the Broncos. Week 14 continues later today on Fox. And then tonight, Sunday Night Football on NBC. Tune in tomorrow, Monday Night Football on ESPN.
You know, Ian, you talked about the struggles of the Broncos converting third downs. They had to go to fourth down to get that great pass by Riley Dixon to Cody Latimer to get this drive started. A little bit of a kickstart here, but a gutsy call and perfectly executed.
It's a nice tight spiral from Dixon.
You know, you never know about these punters. They got a lot of free time on their hands.
But he's been working on that, Dan.
Obviously.
10th play of the drive. First and goal for Denver inside the Tennessee 5. Trying to get on the board. Siemian to the outside, and Taylor gets blasted. He was not going to break away from LaShawn Sims, the rookie out of Southern Utah. Small school product, getting an opportunity to play here after Parrish Cox was released. Loss of 2. We're down to 44 seconds to go on the third. Second and goal for Denver. Taylor goes in motion. It's a running play. Forsett trampled down inside the 5. Kevin Byard, first man there. 2-yard gain for Forsett. It'll be third and goal for the Broncos. We're down to 10 seconds to play, and Denver in no rush. They'll let time expire here at the end of the third. We go to the fourth in Nashville. The Titans 13, the Broncos nothing. Playoff implications here at Nissan Stadium. We'll come back after this message and a word from your local station. You're watching the NFL. The Tennessee Titans 13, the Denver Broncos nothing. We start the fourth quarter where Denver has been the best team in the NFL in scoring differential this season. They have an opportunity to finally score today. They face a third and goal just inside the Titans 5. Siemian from the gun. Siemian back of the end zone. Incomplete. Juggling attempt by Thomas. And the rookie holds up Sims.
Well, this ball is late to Demaryius Thomas. He wants it right now, but look how he has to wait and come back for it. And that allowed Sims to break it up.
And Dan, they're going to go for it here. They keep the offense on the field.
Now, finding that same type of mismatch wouldn't be a bad idea. Remember, Thomas, a tremendous leaper.
Fourth and goal. Denver needs it. Siemian trying to avoid the pressure, buys time. Siemian, incomplete. 2 Broncos in the area, Sanders and Thomas. Denver gives it up on downs, deep in Tennessee territory.
And I think we're seeing the effects of that bad left foot. Siemian had no ability to get out of the pocket and really set himself to make a good throw.
For our crew, Tennessee has hit all the right chords today at home against Denver. They got a 13-0 lead. Fourth down try from Siemian was too high for his 2 intended receivers, and Tennessee takes over with a running play to Murray, hit by Von Miller, 1-yard pickup.
Well, the Titans are going to double Demaryius Thomas with Sims and Searcy here. And then Sanders on the crossing route is going to get picked up by Woodyard. So when Siemian is forced out of the pocket, it just becomes a big pileup here in the back of the end zone. And just no way for this ball to get into the end zone for a touchdown for Denver.
Early fourth quarter, Tennessee leads it 13-0. Give to Murray. Nothing there. Another 1-yard pickup. Zaire Anderson getting down low to make the play for Denver. Brings up 3rd and long now for Tennessee.
At some point, the Titans are going to have to run some type of play action on 1st or 2nd down just to loosen up this Denver defense, which has done a real good job here in the second half of containing Murray and Henry.
Do they take a chance with a pass play here? Do they play it safe?
Well, you're looking at the two of the best pass rushers of all time in Murray, in Miller, and DeMarcus Ware.
3rd and 8 for Tennessee. Mariota, here comes the rush. Steps up, avoids it. Mariota, look out! Blocked out at the 1 by Ware. Mariota got out of the end zone, but Tennessee now 4th down.
He was thinking about throwing it away, but remember, he's in the pocket, and last time he tried to throw one away from the pocket, he was called for intentional grounding. But here's Harry Douglas working against Roby, and Roby's doing an excellent job. The other side of the field, it's the other two great corners, Harris and Talib, doing their jobs.
The initial pressure from Jared Crick. Brett Kern punting out of his own end zone. Beautiful kick. Raymond backpedals to the 39. 60-yard punt. Raymond's got room on the sideline. And Denver's going to take over with a flag down late in Tennessee territory. 60-yard punt, 20-yard return by the rookie Raymond.
And Kern was backed up in the end zone. He had very little room before he launched that bomb. This could be a late hit against Tennessee.
After the play, personal foul, number 48 kicking team. Contact to a defenseless player, 15-yard penalty, 1st down.
So it is Bo Brinkley, the snapper. Always fascinated by snappers' names. He sounds like a very successful soap actor.
Or a country western singer.
Yeah, that would work too.
Bo Brinkley, you
Yeah.
know.
Well, that time he got collared with a penalty, and it was going to set up Denver nicely.
Well, this is what Tennessee had in the first half, was great field position. Tremendous way to start a drive here at your 26-yard line of your opponents.
So the door is open here for Denver. They still trail 13-0. So plenty of time left. 12:34 on the clock. They open up at the 26. Siemian. He hits Sanders for a 1st down. It's inside the Tennessee 15.
Now remember, this is the 26th ranked pass defense in the NFL. And Denver coming in knew that if they had any advantage with how poorly they've been able to run the ball as of late, it would be through the air. And Siemian very calm in the pocket with a good throw, long throw to the outside.
23 of 33, 223 yards for Siemian. They have not gotten it into the end zone. Siemian, quick hitter. Thomas in traffic. Trampled down inside the 10 by Rashad Johnson. It's 5.5 for Denver.
Siemian now 24 of 34 to 7 different receivers. It appears we got a flag down at about the 10-yard line.
Yeah, the officials have huddled up at the 15. There is a penalty marker on that end of the field.
Pass interference, offense, number 16. 10-yard penalty, replay, 1st down.
It's Benny Fowler.
Well, Fowler was blocking when that ball was in the air. He's working against Wesley Woodyard.
And the penalties are piling up. 8 called against Denver, 72 yards. 1st and 20 now for the Broncos. 11:44 mark of the 4th. They will place the football just short of the 23-yard line. Losses this season for Denver to Atlanta, San Diego, Oakland, and Kansas City. The last Super Bowl team to miss the playoffs the following year, Baltimore, 2013. Operating out of the gun, 5-receiver set for the Broncos. 1st and 20. Siemian. Pass is handled by Fowler. McCourty over there. 6-yard gain through the air.
He squeezes it in here to Fowler right in front of McCourty. Perfect throw, low and away from the defender, and Fowler goes down and makes a good catch after having that penalty called against him.
Second and 14 for the Broncos.
Mike is right.
Siemian making sure everybody's on the same page here. Play clock down to 3. Siemian steps up. Siemian flicks it. He's got Demaryius inside the 5. Stafford, Arakpo there defensively.
He's just waiting for Thomas to uncover here. Nice throw, dropping his arm down. Running hard to his left and still putting that ball on the money to Thomas. A little bit of a slight limp now for Siemian as he's had to avoid the pass rush the last couple of times down here, but that's a huge play to bring out this measurement.
The marker is at the 3. The ball is spotted just shy of the 3. Extend it, and it is enough. First and goal for the Broncos.
Yeah, the Broncos, not only are they knocking on the door again, but they're keeping the Titan offense off the field. You see the frustration there of Mariota along the sidelines.
We approach 10 minutes to play. Tennessee 13, Denver nothing. First and goal for the Broncos. Booker in the backfield. Siemian gets rid of it. Didn't have enough mustard on it for Demaryius Thomas. It's incomplete.
Now it was pressure on Siemian as he had Thomas man-to-man coverage on the outside, but Stafford came right up the middle. Again, a defensive back putting pressure on the quarterback. Manuel Sanders open, but Siemian was going to Thomas the whole way, but just didn't have enough time to give him a good pass.
The Broncos were just here, just a couple of minutes ago, in game time, but gave it up on 4th down. After Siemian was too high, his receivers were covered in the end zone. Second and goal, they press the line. Siemian off his back foot. It's caught. Touchdown, Emmanuel Sanders. The Broncos are on the board. And a flag comes down. The celebration by Sanders. He just threw a dart to the wall behind the end zone.
Great job by Siemian, regardless of what happened after the touchdown, and a super catch by Sanders under real tight coverage.
After the score, unsportsmanlike conduct, offense number 10. That 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the ensuing kickoff.
I just love the way that Siemian faded away from the pressure to drop that ball into the belly of Sanders, but Sanders afterwards firing the ball not into the stands but at the wall in front of the stands. And if he had done that immediately, he may not have drawn the flag, but he waited to pose and then fire the ball and get the penalty. And that's a huge penalty because the Titans will have a chance now to get some type of kickoff return.
There was no twerk, there was no dance, but he chucked the football at the wall, and the officials reacted. Extra point from McManus. It's a one-possession game with 9:58 to go in the 4th. It took until the 4th for Denver to put points on the board. Siemian to Sanders. It's 13-7 Titans. the celebration penalty after, when he was working out of the stretch as a pitcher.
NFL doesn't like choreography.
No.
Or celebrations.
So this kickoff is from the 20 by McManus. Good kick. Mariota goes back to the 1. And Mariota goes down. It actually benefits Denver because he comes up short of the 20. Jawan Thompson over there on special teams. Sanders. Crossover. Deion Sanders. Bo Jackson. It's a penalty.
It's a strike, though.
Plus, how effective can TV commercials be? See the one that helped end the war. 60 Minutes tonight. Only CBS. Tennessee takes over at its own 18-yard line. They've got a 13-7 lead on Denver. Mariota throwing on first down, and it's too far for Delaney Walker. Walker, the leading receiver, with 2 catches, 30 yards.
Now let's watch Trevor Siemian, first of all, fade away from Brian Arakpo, and then Sanders running away from Jason McCourty. Nice throw, and it's really a super catch under tough pressure there from McCourty by Sanders.
Evan Washburn informing us that Todd Davis has a hip injury. Zaire Anderson has replaced him in the base defense for Denver. Remember, they're already playing without Brandon Marshall. Corey Nelson getting the start. 2nd and 10 for the Titans. Mariota is 5 of 16. Running play for Murray. Brought down. Murray could not break away from Von Miller. And it's 3rd and long for Tennessee.
You can feel the momentum really swinging Denver's way now. And when you think about momentum, you think about number 58, how he creates it. Fighting off the block of Fasano. Murray trying to bounce it to the outside, and there's Miller for the big tackle.
In this half, Tennessee has been limited. 35 yards of offense. This is a big 3rd and 9. Mariota out of the pocket, and he will throw it away. The Denver defense is tightening up. Pressure from Von Miller, and the Broncos will get the football back. We've got 9:01 to play in the 4th.
Well, Miller's starting to make his presence felt here. Working against Conklin, pushes him back, forces Mariota out of the pocket and the throwaway to bring up another 4th down for Tennessee. Tennessee at one point was 6 for 9 converting 3rd down. Since that time, 0 for 5. Good Denver defense.
Brinkley snapping to Kern. Raymond waiting at the 31. Line drive, and it's the upman Taylor who brings it in cleanly. At the 45-yard line, that punch just went 36 yards. Denver got the football down 6. Taylor Lewan limping towards the locker room for Tennessee. Siemian on first down. He makes the connection to Sanders. And Denver is on the move again inside the Tennessee 40.
Good hook route by Sanders. Good timing between him and the quarterback, Siemian. Siemian with a fastball here, showing Sanders what a fastball really looks like for 17 yards.
Sanders heads off to the Denver sideline. Broncos trail 13-7. They never let this game get out of hand. We approach 8 minutes to go in the 4th. Siemian fires to Thomas. He curls for the first down. Wesley Woodyard defensively for Tennessee. That's a 10-yard pickup, and they'll move the chains for Denver.
Now what Siemian is doing is he's giving his offensive line a lot of confidence that he can avoid the pass rush just long enough to get the ball off, and when they do give him the time to throw, he's picking apart this Tennessee pass defense.
Siemian, the 2nd highest passer rating in the 4th quarter in the NFL behind Derek Carr. Siemian on first down. Heaves it downfield. Siemian too far for Thomas. Valentino Blake in coverage for Tennessee.
Now Siemian has dropped back to pass 43 times today, and Broncos have run the ball just 8 times.
Well, there has been a clear switch first half to second half in favor of Denver. Gary Kubiak's team trailing 13-7. Just 8 running plays for the Broncos. 2nd and 10 from the 28 of the Titans. Siemian guns it to the sideline, and it's hauled in by Sanders. Jason McCourty in coverage.
And Siemian is going against all these defensive backs, not shying away from Jason McCourty. Sanders knowing exactly what he needs to get to the first down marker, and gets it.
Sanders has tied a career high, 11 catches. He's got 100 yards and a touchdown. Denver now inside the Tennessee 20. Give it to Forsett. Spin move doesn't work. He is engulfed. Daquan Jones ready for him. A loss of 2 on the play.
And really the only way to stop this passing game is to bring extra pressure on Siemian. It's been effective a couple of times this afternoon, but that exposes your corners to man-on-man coverage, and they have had no answer for Sanders or Thomas today.
2nd and 12 for the Broncos. Forsett motions out of the backfield. Siemian lets it fly. Knocked down at the line of scrimmage. Extended arm. Woodyard. Pressure from Byard.
Good pressure by Byard, number 21, but this pass was intended for Emmanuel Sanders. Sanders had a lot of running room. If this ball gets through this block here by Woodyard, look at Sanders behind him. He might have scored.
A sidearm toss by Siemian, and now a 3rd and 12 for Denver. Out of the gun, Siemian. Oh, what a grab! Demaryius Thomas. Fantastic hands by Thomas. 13 yards on the hookup.
Yeah, we saw him make a one-handed catch earlier today. This one's just as spectacular. Total layout with McCourty on the inside. Ball placement couldn't be any better from Siemian. Absolutely perfect throw and a spectacular catch.
He's over 100 yards, 7 catches, 105 on the day. Siemian inching closer to 300. Denver inching closer to taking the lead. 1st and goal, play fit. Siemian, pressure, brought down. Looping around, Aaron Wallace, the rookie out of UCLA.
And he almost stripped the ball from Siemian. I don't know how Siemian hung on to this ball. Watch number 52 right here go all the way around Derby and Siemian. Tremendous job of hanging on to this ball.
The first career sack for Aaron Wallace, 7th round draft pick. It's a loss of 9 on the play. 2nd and goal for Denver. We're down to 4:50 to play in the 4th. Siemian lets it fly. Incomplete. Benny Fowler, the intended target in the end zone.
Well, Denoris Cersei just flashes right in front of Fowler here. Watch this play. Fowler should have caught this one. It got right through his hands to his face mask. The contact guarantees the incompletion.
Siemian thought he had it.
Fowler should have had it.
It's 3rd and goal. 5 receiver set. Siemian spins. Siemian rifles it. End zone. Knocked away. Bryce McCain makes the play for Tennessee. Benny Fowler in the back of the end zone, and it's 4th down with 4:33 to play.
Boy, climbing the ladder goes McCain. Fowler might have had a shot at this in the back of the end zone, but look at it, the vertical leap by McCain to knock it away. A rack pull working against Okung forces Siemian out of the pocket.
And McCain, a little guy, Dan, 5'9". They're going to kick the field goal. They have 3 timeouts left. This is a 34-yarder. McManus splits the uprights and makes it a 3-point game with 4:28 left. Tennessee 13, Denver 10. We're back to Nashville after this.
When I'm with you.
10, Tennessee in front. Remember, Denver elected not to kick the field goal. They went for it on 4th down earlier, didn't get it. It's a bit of revisionist history to say, though, that it was a bad move because it did pin Tennessee deep in their own territory. They ended up punting from the 1. Denver got great field position, then got the touchdown. On the next possession, Mariani on the return. He's chopped down at the 20 by Webster. Mariota's been held in check. His team leads by 3. Taylor Lewan is on the field for Tennessee. He had exited to the locker room, but he's back for the Titans, who open up this drive at their own 20-yard line. 4:22 to play, 3-point lead for Tennessee. Handoff to Murray. Cuts it towards the middle and picks up 5. Von Miller hit him down low. Tomorrow on CBS, deck the halls and don't miss the holiday episode of TV's #1 new comedy, Kevin Can Wait. It's all new tomorrow at 8, 7 Central, only CBS. 138 rushing yards in the first half for Tennessee, 45 in the second half. They controlled the clock as well. Murray now 92 yards on the ground. We're down to 3:45 to play. Walker shifts off the line of scrimmage on a 2nd and 5. Mariota, timing route to the sideline. Over the shoulder grab, Rashard Matthews. One-on-one with Aqib Talib.
That's his first catch of the day, and it's a beauty. The fade route, Mariota puts it out there, and it's almost a one-handed, left-handed catch as he pulls it in right over the shoulder. Talib trying to rake it away from him. That's the type of play that will
Number
get
71
these Titan
has
fans
reported
feeling better
eligible.
about themselves. That's a first Tennessee reception of the second half.
Wow. Mariota, 6 of 18, but a big one to Matthews. Dennis Kelly in, extra offensive lineman. Derrick Henry up the middle. There's nothing there. No gain on the play. Stopped at the 49. Timeout taken. Von Miller and Zaire Anderson bring him down. 2:47 left on the clock. It's a 3-point game in Nashville.
Sometimes you feel the need to take a smellfie. Hanes wants to end the smellfie. Those quick self-sniffs to check the old smell levels. But this thing we've all done doesn't need to be a thing. There's a smart way to stay fresh. Hanes with Fresh IQ advanced odor protection technology. Bonus packs available now.
Tennessee Titans have not been to the playoffs since 2008. They are trying to remain in the conversation in the AFC South. They lead Denver 13-10 with 2:47 left. Mariota off the hand of Delaney Walker. TJ Ward was ready to scoop up the loose change, and it stops the clock.
So this is a mismatch Mariota likes, so he's got a linebacker, Corey Nelson, against Walker, but again the ball off target and almost picked off by TJ Ward.
3rd and 10 for Tennessee. The worst record in the NFL if you combine the 2014 and 2015 seasons. 2-14 and 3-13. Titans trying to get over the 500 mark. Huge play here for Tennessee. Mariota deep drop. Launches a deep ball and nobody home. Rashard Matthews in the general vicinity. And the punting unit comes on for the Titans with 2:36 left.
The no-fly zone really of Wade Phillips doing a great job against Mariota and this passing offense. The completion to Matthews gave the Titans some hope, but Nothing since then. 5 possessions this half, 5 punts for Tennessee.
Siemian, 296 yards and a touchdown, 30 of 45. And he expects to get the football back, barring a mistake on special teams. Kern to Raymond. This ball bounces. Raymond runs over there after the ball had been touched inside the 5. McBride downfield. McBride, a late addition when Kendall Wright was scratched.
He does a great job of not going into the end zone, too. Watch his legs. He knows he's close. That's just tremendous football IQ there. And why does Raymond go in there and touch the ball? Well, if he picks it up, he can run with it. But the ball, if he doesn't, go all the way to the end zone, would go back to where he's tackled, but there's no risk. If he were to fumble, it would still be Tennessee ball.
You talk about opportunities in this league. Trey McBride is from William and Mary. Khalif Raymond is from Holy Cross. And they were both involved in what could turn out to be the key play of this game.
Holy cow.
Thanks, Scooter. 2:26 left. Siemian and the Broncos take over at the 1 from his own end zone. Siemian dumps it off to Justin Forsett. 7-yard gain through the air, hit by Wesley Woodyard on the play. We're down to 2:13 and counting left in the 4th.
They got to get this play off before the 2-minute warning, too.
Denver has 2 timeouts remaining. Siemian steps up. Incomplete. Virgil Green, the intended receiver. And we have hit the 2-minute warning in Nashville. 1:57 to play. Tennessee is trying to hold on against the Denver Broncos. Titans in front, 13-10. The NFL on CBS continues. Behind Kansas City and Oakland in the AFC West. They face a 3rd and 4 with 1:57 to play. Siemian throws. He's got his man, Demarius Thomas. He did not get out of bounds. Clock will continue to roll, but he got the first down, hit by Valentino Blake of Tennessee.
Yeah, real good tackle by Blake, keeping him from going out of bounds down the field, went out of bounds going backwards.
Siemian slings it. Again, feeding the football. Post-game show, JB and the crew, all the latest NFL scores and highlights, and that's coming up on the Subway post-game show. Denver needs about 35 more yards to get into McManus range. We have 1:04 left in the clock and a first down at the Denver 29. 13-10, Tennessee in front. Siemian steps up, pump and throw across the 40. Caught by Derby and he fumbles the football. The Titans take over. Costly cough up. Tennessee's got it with 53 seconds to play. Knocked out of there. Damian Stafford comes away with the football.
Well, as the ball is on target to Derby, Williamson from one side, he's going to rip it out with help from Rashad Johnson. When Johnson got there, that gave Williamson the chance to pull it away.
It got jarred out. The stick by Johnson Williamson on the wrap-up. Yep. You're all over it, Dan.
For a team that had not forced or recovered a fumble all year long on defense, today they've done it twice.
53 seconds left. Denver has 1 timeout remaining. And it's over. Victory formation for Tennessee. Damaging loss for the Denver Broncos, who will drop to 8-5. An immense victory for this Titans organization.
And they were getting closer to McManus range, and with the wind at his back, and Well, he has kicked the ball in this direction today. He had a good shot at tying things up, but Derby unable to hang on with Williamson from one side and Johnson from the other.
After that catch, if Derby goes down, they would have been about 20 yards shy of McManus range.
And with timeouts to work with and a hot hand at the quarterback position.
Siemian will finish the day with 334 yards, 35 of 51, and a touchdown. But a turnover by Derby. Denver cannot stop the clock. Titans begin the celebration. The 6th time this season they've had a chance to go over the 500 mark. Mike Mularkey with a big smile. The Titans survive. 13-10. They knock off the Broncos. The biggest win for this organization in a long time. Tennessee playing meaningful December football.